I watch a lot of movies and stuff and Netflix and YouTube, and I learned something in Korean, and I'm like, I've lived here for 11 years.
Yes.
That's the first time I've seen that. 꼬리 좋다. I'm like, 꼬리 좋다.
Yeah, a lot of expressions.
That was a hard expression. Why is it so hard? Like, what does 꼴 mean? Like, hey guys, how's it going? It's Sean. So in this video, I'm here in Sinchon, Seoul, and I'm asking foreigners, what are some aspects of the Korean language that make you a little crazy? I'm also curious what they like about learning Korean. Also, if you're currently studying English, I recently opened a new YouTube channel called Sean Teacher. I explain a lot of really useful things in Korean, I give lots of examples in English, and I show lots of clips from American dramas and American movies to show you real examples of real English. A little bit later in the video, I will show you a small sample of a video I made. Without further ado, let's begin. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Russia. My name is Nadia.
What are some aspects of the Korean language that make you a little crazy?
Colors, because in Korean, unless you get to like a certain level, you don't know that there is like a 벌겋다, 밝았다, 누렇다, 노랗다. So it's all, you know.
Colors are ridiculous, right?
I know. There are a lot of new words these days as well. All the slang words and everything. You never get that in Russian. Well, I mean, we do have slang words too, but all the like the short form of everything, impossible. We don't have that in English either, kind of.
줄임말.
그러니까.
Yeah.
We don't have that. They shorten everything. I feel like it's just one of the languages that changes a lot.
카카오톡.
카톡.
Then people just say 카톡. And now they just say 톡. So it's like 톡 주세요.
Yeah.
준비되면 톡 주세요.
Yeah.
Instead of 메시지 주세요 or like
yeah, you're like
문자 메시지 주세요.
exactly.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Judy and I'm from France. They use so many different words just to say the same thing. A simple example, but say thank you. 감사합니다, 고맙습니다, 고마워요, 고마워. I know there is the
politeness.
Yeah, even when you say 감사합니다 and 고맙습니다, it's the same language politeness. There is no difference. And there is so many words like that.
진짜 아주 정말 되게 엄청 허벌나게. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Ada and I'm from Maryland in the US.
What brings you to South Korea?
I'm studying abroad for the summer at Yonsei. I think like all the different like honorifics and like getting all the like structure right, sometimes it like drives me a little insane trying to remember like politeness and everything.
Right, like 뭐 하십니까? 뭐 합니까? 뭐 하세요? 뭐 해요? 뭐 해?
Yeah, there's so many different ones.
뭐 하냐?
Yeah, like when I'm talking to like the taxi driver, I didn't add like the yo at the end. Like they got like mad and stuff.
What'd you say to me?
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, my name is Polina. I'm from Russia. Yeah, my name is Vika. I'm from Russia too.
What are some things about Korean that kind of make you a little crazy?
All sentences you should build from the end to the top, like this split. I still trying to do it in my head, but it's really difficult. And second, I think it's how you should sound in Korea. Like in English, it's so open. Every sound, your pronunciation is really clear and open with open mouth.
So the mouth
big
shape,
lid,
you're
yeah.
opening your mouth like, hey guys, how's
Yeah.
it going?
And Korean is difficult because you need to do like really small mouth.
So instead of like 아니잖아, 아니잖아.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's why sometimes I feel really uncomfortable because I'm trying to do 맞아요 and then 맞아요. 네. 감사합니다. Yeah.
When you speak in Korean, you're speaking from the back of your mouth, right? It's
Yeah.
like the sound is coming from the back and the lips are like this. So if you talk English like that, it sounds kind of
Really
weird.
Really awkward.
But at the same time, like the Korean language itself was made using the shape of the mouth that you make to pronounce a letter.
Yeah.
So, you know, it kind of makes sense that it's related in some ways.
Ma.
Right,
Is that a square?
right, yeah.
E.
Genius.
Oh, how is that shape? Oh.
It's all because of the tongue positioning, right? So that's why. It's like your teeth, your tongue, all of that stuff. All thanks to King Sejong.
Hey, how's it going? Where are you from?
I'm from Israel.
I'm from the States.
What brings you to Korea?
My mom's Korean, so I wanted to visit here, like, and learn the language and the culture.
I'm an English teacher, but I'm also studying at Ihwa.
What are some things about the Korean language that make you a little crazy?
When they take English words and you have to say it in a Korean accent because they will not understand you in an English accent.
Like what?
ABC Mart, so it's ABC Mart too.
Okay. A little confusing.
Yes.
For me, I think Nopingmal is really confusing. I feel like I'm having to learn the language twice. And a lot of times I'm at the level of Korean where I can speak in a conversation pretty easily, but then as
Great.
soon as I'm in like listening to the news in the business sense, I have no idea what's going on all of a sudden.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating, but it's just because it's not in my language, you know.
Do you think it's the same with people learning English? Like if someone is learning English and they're talking to an American at the bar versus watching the news, do you think the language spoken is different?
I think it is different, but I think it's less drastic of a change.
One of the most powerful ways to learn a new language is to learn it through stories. Let me give you an example. 한국에 온 지 얼마 안 됐을 때였어요. 저녁에 배달을 시켰는데 포장을 뜯는 빨간색 플라스틱 도구가 같이 온 거예요. 이게 뭐지? 했어요. 미국에선 한 번도 본 적 없는 거였거든요. 근데 한국에는 그런 게 있어요. It's a thing in Korea. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
그 빨간색 작은 플라스틱 칼 다들 알고 계시죠? 이젠 저도 좋아해요. 근데 미국에선 그런 거 없어요. 아무도 몰라요. It's not a thing in the US. It's not a thing. 그런 게 없어요. It's a thing in Korea. 어떤 문화나 그룹에서 당연하게 존재하는 걸 말할 때 이렇게 말할 수 있어요. Oh yeah, it's a thing. Why is that couple wearing the same clothes? Oh, that's a thing in Korea. It's called couple look. If you like this kind of lesson, click the link down below to check out my new YouTube channel. I know it's going to help you to upgrade your English. Now, let's continue the street interview. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Mia. I'm from Korea. I'm a singer in Korea. My artist name is Mio.
You, even as a Korean.
Yeah.
What makes you a little bit crazy about the Korean language?
Even, I myself is a Korean, but I would always have to check ChatGPT. 띄어쓰기 and 맞춤법, that shit. It's just, 띄어쓰기 in like English or like Japanese, they don't 띄어쓰기 at all.
Because with English, it's just like the space is at the end of the word.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, how are you?
You.
Space, 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 right?
Yeah.
Korean, it's like,
할 수 있어요. Like this, like 수. And I think for foreigners, 받침 would be really like difficult too, because sometimes they're
Oh.
double and like be shield, like
어젯밤.
yeah.
Yeah. I watch a lot of movies and stuff and Netflix and YouTube. And I learned something in Korean and I'm like, I've lived here for 11 years.
Yes.
That's the first time I've seen that. 꼬리 좋다. I'm like, 꼬리 좋다.
Yeah, a lot of
That
expressions.
was the hard expression. Why is it so hard? Like, what does 꼴 mean? Like,
Yes. a
like
lo-
this is so frustrating sometimes. I
know.
love Korean and I love like learning it, but like I learn new stuff all the time. Like 사돈 난말을 what was that one?
사돈 낱말하다.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so hard.
many like idioms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Good. My name is Joshua. I'm from Chicago.
What's something that kind of makes you a little bit crazy about the Korean language?
Honestly, it's the double consonants. It's very tricky sometimes learning that ch, that it's a lot. You have to be very vocalized, like to really know how to enunciate that difference. So also when you're learning like that, like past tense, that future tense, it's very like tricky because like a lot of people here that I've noticed, they don't really use that. It's kind of just like informal. So they teach you a lot of like formal Korean, but it's not really used as much.
That's such a good point. So it's like you should say 내일 학교 갈 거야.
네.
But people just say 내일 학교 가.
Yeah.
But it's like, shouldn't you say 갈 거야? So like what people actually say and in the textbook what is taught is different. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Dirk and I'm from Germany. The particles 는 and iga, and when to use 는 and when to use iga.
Really tough.
That's just learning by doing, I guess.
Learning by doing. You just
Yeah.
kind of got to memorize
Yes.
the situation.
And
right?
just try to do it the same as the local people do, and then hopefully get it right.
Right. 꽤.
Oh god. That's the thing though, double consonants. Sometimes impossible to hear the difference for us, for foreigners.
Yeah.
We try so hard to pronounce the word, but it still doesn't work the same perfect way as it is for Koreans.
What do you really like about the Korean language?
The pronunciation, the word all seems so cute. Alphabet
Yeah.
is
Hangul.
really easy. Yeah, Hangul.
Really easy to learn.
Yeah.
How quick did you learn that?
I only need 1 day.
1 day.
Yeah.
You can read everything easily.
Sometimes I need time.
I really like how it sounds. I think it's like really pretty, kind of like.
What was it about Korea or Korean culture or the Korean language that drew you to want to live here and study here?
I really liked the like collectivist culture kind
Yeah.
of here. I think people are just like polite and considerate here. Like, and like they think about other people and just like it's kind of like integrated into the system, like with the buses and like having the seats that are like for like pregnant people, or like
Yeah.
you know, just like little things like that.
I really like how it sounds because of Russian language, and I'm a Chinese teacher, so I know
You're
Chinese.
a Chinese teacher.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and Russian and Chinese sounds short. It's like "двела, чила, да, okay." And Korean, it's like 안녕하세요, 감사합니다. It's really beautiful, I think.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Ali. I'm from Texas, and it's very hot today. I learned Japanese first before I learned Korean. So speaking Korean, my accent isn't that good, but I'm still learning. I did learn that it has like a more rounder sound compared to Japanese, in my opinion. So like 이거, 저기요, like it has like you have to shape your mouth a certain way.
Softer, rounder versus Japanese is like harder.
Yeah, and more like precise.
Or like hitting a drum. Duh, 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 duh.
Yeah, kind of.
Korean is like you're making a pottery out of clay. It's like round and beautiful and smooth. Okay.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. I like 사투리. I think that's really interesting. It sounds really cool. I like the Busan 사투리. I like how even this small country has such a different, diverse buffet of
I know.
different accents.
True. We don't really in Russia, despite how big it is. We don't really have accents.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, we
No
don't.
way. What do you love about learning Korean?
Well, I love that I can connect with people, first of all. I mean, that was the main reason I learned the language, so I can talk to people, make new friends, learn about the world and different cultures. I think, too, what's specific about Korean, or Japanese is like this, too. People sound very kind and polite. Like in English, everyone's kind of sounds more casual. And although I'm not necessarily talking nopingmal, but just like the phrases and expressions, I think people are very warm here.
What do you think is beautiful about Korean?
A lot of expression, you know? Like
lot of ways to
to express situation or like my feelings.
What's an expression that you think is so beautiful but you can't really say it in English?
어이없다.
어이없다.
어이없어. If you think of it, like there's no expression in English, right? Can you think of it?
This is such bullshit. This is so dumb. Like,
Hard to explain, you know?
But I also used to study a little bit of Japanese before, and the Japanese have 3 writing systems. So compared to that, in Korea you only have to learn Hangul.
Yeah.
And I also think that Chinese would be harder. So comparatively, I think Korean could be considered easier.
so it's tough compared to European languages,
Yes.
but compared to Chinese and Japanese,
I think
maybe
it's
one of the easier ones.
Yes, and just the sound of Korean is also kind of interesting. I think every language has their own kind of sound to it, and in the beginning I always described it as like kind of a waterfall. They just talk, 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 talk.
So it's
Like-
more flowy.
Yes, exactly.
Are you enjoying your time in Korea so far?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's way better than France. Of course, I enjoy it.
Better than France. Why do you say that?
Yeah, it's really colorful here.
Colorful.
Like, yeah. In France, everything is black, gray, white. Here, everything looks more joyful.
I just really love it here, and I'm so thankful that I was able to come.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
You enjoying Korea?
So far, so good, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm complaining about is the heat.
Yeah. You see yourself living in Korea a while longer?
Yeah, for the time being, I love here. And I'm so used to it and everything is so comfortable. Like, how can I go back and not use my Kakao Pay and everything else? Like, it's impossible at this point.
What am I gonna do without my WOW coupon membership?
Oh, impossible.
I really love living here. I think compared to America, even though there are some things I don't like, in general, my life is much better here. I meet
Yeah.
wonderful people, and it's really cool.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Did you enjoy it? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I'm Sean, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.